Now further dividing the energy, we will put it under two heads, the conventional source of energy and the non-conventional source of energy. The conventional source of energy are those sources which have been known to us for quite some time and we have been using it, coal, petroleum, natural gas and so on. Whereas the non-conventional source of energy are the new found sources which have yet to gain popularity. When I talk of the conventional sources of energy, the first one is coal. Now this coal is required at various places like in the thermal and the steel plants. And of course, India is rich in the coal reserves, but of course not very good high quality of coal is found in India. Then I talk of the petroleum. India has very less deposits of petroleum and thus there is a staggering rise in the import of petroleum and we are losing of course a lot of foreign money. Then next we have the natural gas. As far as the natural gas is concerned, the LPGs and the PNGs are a good source of energy because they do not have much effect on the pollution levels of the country. Next we have the electricity. Electricity is very essential for the modern day development and it is required everywhere both inside and outside home. And electricity is produced at the thermal power stations, at the hydro power stations and the atomic power stations. But of course, all these coal, petroleum, natural gas and electricity are the conventional sources of energy without which we cannot think of life now in the modern day world. But when there is so much of pressure of the population on these conventional sources of energy, even if they are in abundance, they will become less. And thus, mankind had to find other sources of energy which would be different from the conventional sources. And thus, these new ones are termed as the non-conventional sources of energy. We are trying to harness this non-conventional sources of energy like the solar energy wherein we are trying to change the solar energy into the electrical powers. We are also making use of the wind energy besides the biomass, that is the gobar gas that we have in the rural areas, and the geothermal energy. So all those sources of energy which are available in the nature without any cost, that is they are a free gift of nature, are now being harnessed by human beings to fulfill that extra requirement that we have of the sources of energy, as we cannot have the entire energy coming from the conventional sources.